Thank you, thank you. And welcome back, everybody, to Day 2 of the Golden Pizza Awards 2014. I, of course, am Whatthefnu, and today is all about community. That's right, this is about the games that foster an ever-growing fan base, every single person in which contributes their own special little something to the game and the overall experience. This is also devoted to the gamers and people who believe that without that additional human element, a game just feels a wee bit incomplete. Hell, this category is so big we had to split it into 2 totally different awards. So why waste any time, huh? Let's hop into the first one right now with the best collaboration.
Best collaboration. Little Big Planet 3. Being under the handle of a new team has not changed the fact that Little Big Planet is a game best enjoyed with friends, and with the addition of 3 new playable characters, all with unique abilities to set them apart from the classic Sackboy, working together to conquer an endless supply of handcrafted levels has never been so fun. Or frustrating. The Dead Rising 3 DLC. The only thing better than a company making a game that pokes fun at everything it should be holding sacred is the ability to share all of the nostalgia bombing with someone else. So universally appealing that it lingers on the edge of being a party game, Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha is the kind of game simply made for multiplayer. Destiny. Numbers do not lie, and if these awards were decided only by numbers, Destiny would win this category hands down. The collective effort made by fans to unlock the secrets behind a vault and the best ways to reach level 30 and above are simply astonishing. So great is their drive to play this game collaboratively that when the game didn't provide them with a matchmaking system for raids, they went and made one themselves. Holy crap, you guys are nuts. And that is why you're on the podium today. Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. Could somebody please explain to me exactly why I'm still playing this game? Is it the rebalanced gameplay that better accommodates a full party of people? Is it the opened up nature of the economy and the difficulty settings that makes it more accessible to my friends? Or is it the fact that playing it has reintroduced that long since forgotten couch co-op that... Oh, never mind, I see the connecting thread here. The joy of collaboration is the joy of mutual accomplishment. To feel like you and your allies have done something profound together that none of you could have made happen alone. It is very much about scale in that sense, and whether their presence makes something big seem small and manageable or makes the simplest little task become a nightmare, the trick is making all of it seem more enjoyable, more interesting, and above all, more fulfilling because of that added human element. So which game did that the best this year? And the winner is...
One can gaze upon something and see the wonder in it. 2 can gaze together and share that wonder.
Little Big Planet 3. Little Big Planet 3 feels like a journey of collaborative work, and not just in playing levels with other people. So many levels have been made by so many individuals at this point that it almost feels like you're all collectively working to make the game better with everything you do. Whether you're building your own creations, trying out and voting on someone else's labors of love, or hopping and bopping together to get that last freaking prize bubble, there is no denying these games wouldn't be nearly as good if not for the fantastic crowd of people behind them. And I ain't talking about the developers.
But who am I kidding? The best part about any community is being able to punch your friends in the face, online no less. Yeah, there's just nothing quite like that feeling of triumphing over everybody, of practicing, playing, mastering your skills, honing your craft, and then finally being able to pay it off by beating everybody in your way absolutely senseless. And it's even more satisfying when there's a real person behind it. There must be some kind of base human element that decides this for us, that makes us crave competition. So why not celebrate it here today? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the award for Best Competition.
Best Competition. Lethal League. If you've never heard of Lethal League, the footage you're watching right now is probably going to be extremely confusing. Is this a fighting game? A dystopian tennis match? A Twitch reflex reaction game based on mechanics no more complex than dive kicks with the same threshold for mastery? Is that guy in the yellow Jack-in-the-Box head teabagging? Sure, whatever you like.
Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare.
When you've got a good thing going, you need to run with it. And when you've got a cast of wacky characters with unique abilities and personalities, why not let people directly control the ones that best suit their personal preferences? In a fight to the death. If not for Wolfenstein: The New Order, this would probably be the best shooter to come out this year, sharing that same quirky and satisfying style of Team Fortress 2 before it, and showing off how to properly handle expansion content. This is a game that just kept getting better as time went on. Something we could all learn a thing or two from.
Hearthstone.
Maybe it's the 10-year-old in me, but I still have a soft spot for card games, especially ones that are smart enough to take advantage of their digital nature's unique, well, advantages. The collectible aspect of the game allows anyone to step in and get their feet wet, and then cannonball head first into the act of building the most fantastic deck possible to counter that one stupid strategy that keeps shutting them down every time. And with the recent Goblins vs. Gnomes expansion that essentially gave a flaming middle finger to the metagame, the fun times to be had trying to claim your legendary card backs will be numerous indeed.
Secret Ponchos.
Secret Ponchos is an arena shooter with style. An isometric view, a heavy Wild West aesthetic, a fascinating cover system, and characters whose abilities directly contrast and counter each other's in interesting ways leaves you with an experience that simply does not work without some real human beings piloting the outlaws you're shooting at. It's a fantastic addition to the PS4's library, and one of the best reasons to have that PS Plus subscription.
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
How is Smash Bros. Supposed to be played? With items on, with items off? Should you only play with Fox? Should you only play on Final Destination or Battlefield? Or is it something designed for anybody to be able to pick up and have a blast with, regardless of skill and experience? The only way Smash Bros. Is meant to be played is with other human beings, because if you have any decency as a game player, you'll want to share the sheer level of joy this game imparts with everyone you know. Competition is an incredible feeling. That drive to hone yourself, to become better than your peers, and revel in the taste of victory when all that practice pays off. Good competitive games relish in that drive and feed it with deep yet accessible mechanics. The games that get it are the ones that are honed tightly enough to make sure the difference between victory and defeat is always in your hands, and that win or lose, you never let go of the spark to keep the fight going strong. But just like those battles, there can be only one.
And the winner is...
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U! Sometimes you get the feeling that a game is good by accident. But this was no accident. It never is with Smash Bros. The level of care and attention to every fighter, every mechanic, every stage, every item, every trophy, song, game mode, and freaking frame of every animation is just incomparable to almost anything else out there today. There is so much to take in when dealing with a new Smash Bros. Game that the limited space I have here to describe it with can't even begin to do it justice. Just buy it and see for yourselves just how deep the passion goes. Seriously. We're at the end of the show for today, which means it's time for yet another game you might not have tried. Which is weird considering that not only does this game have a dedicated cult following, but is also a level 5 title. Say konnichiwa to Inazuma 11. Are you ready for the weirdest game concept you've heard all day? Inazuma 11 is a strategy RPG and sports game hybrid. You command a ragtag group of kids playing for their school's soccer team, and through training, level them up into gods of the field. You can even scout your defeated adversaries for new allies to help build the most unstoppable soccer team ever. But that's not all. When a game actually starts, you command your units, quote-unquote, one at a time, managing their stats to figure out what to do when an enemy approaches and a clash happens. Do you pass? Do you steal? Do you try and break? Or do you use one of the completely over-the-top special moves that do things like set the ball on fire and summon a giant godly hand to prevent the ball from entering the goal? It's got a great cast that genuinely gets you involved in the story, some of the best stat-building team management on a handheld, and it's one of the most unique JRPGs to come out in years. And it is more than worth at least a try.